What's up, Bears fans? What is going on today? Welcome back to another episode of the Bears Media Company. I am your host, Brent C. And what do you think? Another loss, this time to the Minnesota Vikings, in a game where they did not have their number one receiver, in a game where we knew that we could run the football on them. And guess what? Luke Getsy, he reverted back to week one. So anyway, hope you're doing well out there in the internet universe. So check it out. Let's talk about it. Our Bears, 1-4, welcoming in Minnesota Vikings, who are 1-4. A battle for the basement. And it seems as if our coaching staff was ready for the basement, because we started off in probably the worst way we probably could have, just throwing the football. And when I say throwing the football, I mean we were throwing the football. There's no other way of talking about it. I mean, the game plan must have been, we're throwing it 80% of the time, with the running game just there, I don't even know. The running game was just pretty much non-existent. But the crazy thing is, we got a guy who came off of Miami's practice squad. The practice squad. Basically, he was on the street, and we made him our starting running back over the course of him being here for a week. Now listen, I know he was here last year, but how does he come in and become the lead back over a guy that has been here since the start of the season? I need my Bears fans to go ahead and answer that question. That question is just burning my soul right now. I just don't understand it. Now, I guess, and I'm just guessing here, that maybe the speed of Darrington Evans was what they were looking for, because it wasn't there for the pass blocking at all. The first part of this game, a lot of 3 and outs from the Bears, couldn't get nothing going. Now our defense, they look pretty damn good for the most part. You know how our defense does. They're going to give up plays. They're going to do their best to stay on the field. But in this game, defense actually looked like they came to play a little bit. Now the good part, a lot of our injured players came back this week. Kyler Gordon was back, Jalen Johnson, and of course Eddie Jackson. Now, Eddie Jackson, I think he lasted all of 9-10 minutes in the first quarter before he was out. And then, the back end just looked so-so. And that was pretty much it there for the back end. Now look, I am as optimistic as anyone for our Chicago Bears. But it just seemed in this game that, once again, the energy of our players in the beginning of the game did not match what we needed to get through a full 4 quarters. Now, yes, I am blaming the coaching staff for the low energy. I'm definitely looking at Luke Getsy, our offensive coordinator, and I'm asking him, what was your game plan for this game? Because it was horrendous. That first half was absolutely horrendous. I gotta just say this. Whoever is our offensive line coach, dude, are you showing these guys how to block in pass protection? Because it looked horrible in that first half. I mean, I know some people are going to say, well, Justin Fields was holding the ball too long. But let me ask you guys something. Why is it that our quarterback only gets a second before pressure is just in his face? I don't understand that. I don't understand it. Why? Why is our quarterback constantly under pressure? Now look, Bears fans, coming into this game, I said a few things had to happen. One, Darnell Mooney needed to get involved. Cole Kmet needed to go off, and we needed to run the frickin' football. The game plan starting off looked as if Justin Fields was going to be 60% running back and 40% passer. We're not going to win like that. We're not. Now, DJ Moore and Darnell Mooney in that first half, one catch each. One catch each. How is the guy that just came off of an 8 reception, 230 or 3 touchdown game get targeted one time? Not targeted. I think he was targeted twice. I'm sorry. He was targeted twice. And he only caught one catch. And guess what? It was only for like 7 yards. 7 yards DJ Moore had. Bears fans, we are the worst team in the NFL right now. Right now, we're the worst. It pains me to say that even though we had over 10 days to prepare for Minnesota, we were not prepared for their blitz packages, even though we knew they were going to be blitzing the vast majority of the game. Now, on the other hand, the Minnesota Vikings, they did what they needed to do. They ran the ball, they spread the ball around, and that defense was pretty much on fire all day. Now, most of y'all know Justin Fields gets hurt. So Tyson Bagent, he comes in and screenplays right off the rip. Luke Getsy is just a screen man. I don't understand it. Why can't he call anything else? Why does he have to put screenplays every game? 2 to 3 a quarter? Dude, that crap does not work for aggressive defense like Minnesota was bringing. If it did work, I wouldn't be saying that now, would I? Of course. So Bears fans, look, you know I'm frustrated right now, but let me tell you something. Tyson Bagent, that first series that he had, the strip fumble, return for a touchdown, I just knew that we were in big trouble. Everyone could see it. I mean, I know there's been a lot of talk that, hey, we got to put Bagent in so we can see what he got. And well, that first series, it looked like a guy that hadn't played with the ones for since the beginning of the season, or since preseason. That was the last time we saw him out there on the field, right? So coming in, 2 screenplays or so, and then the strip sack, fumble, return for a touchdown, and you can just see the fans in the stands they were just ready to go. They were ready to go. I was ready to turn the TV off, but we got to bring this content to you. So I just want to let you know that we will not, and I do mean we will not be turning on Tyson Bagent. We will not be turning on Justin Fields. We will support this team. Now that coaching staff, that's a whole other story. But we're going to support our Bears through thick and thin. So stick with it, Bears fans, because it's going to be a long season from what it's looking like. Now in that second half with Tyson as a quarterback, we started running the football more. Imagine that. We were handing the ball off to Dante Foreman. And he looked great. Not every run was a home run, of course, but he was running the ball effectively against that Minnesota D-line. And their linebackers were holding on for dear life. And, he was getting positive yards. Now, Darrington Evans, hey, he looked good. I mean, he only ran the ball about 5 times in the first half, so he was definitely, plenty of energy. So I don't know what that first half was like. But at least in that second half, not even being down big, that we had a chance. We had a chance in this game. Now, Tyson Bagent, he looked decent on most of his passes. He did score his first NFL touchdown off a QB sneak. So, it was looking fairly good. It was, 19-13? A little over 5 or so minutes left, if not a little bit more. So we had opportunities. Now, one thing I can say, in that second half, our defense finally stepped up to finish a game. Even though it was in the losing way, they played very well. Tremaine Edmonds played very well. He also had an interception in the game. TJ Edwards played very well. Jack Sanborn playing very well. So, our linebacker core, they showed up. One of the keys I had in the last video, I let you know that the linebackers had to step up, and they did. Now, unfortunately, they couldn't hold up the entire game. But holding Minnesota, Kirk Cousins, to just 19 points, that's a win. That is a win. I mean, at half, what was it? 9-6? Well, 12 to, that ain't bad. 6 points is all we gave up to a Minnesota Vikings that we knew were going to throw the ball. They tried to run it. Wasn't all that successful. But, when they needed the runs to run the clock, they got it. When they needed the run to get him a first down, they got it. Now our defense, our front four, they look pretty good for a while. They're hanging in there. Now look, Mr. Billings, number 97, straight baller. Love that guy. Bright spot on the defensive line for us. Now our defensive ends didn't look all that great, but they holding down the edges. Most of the runs that Minnesota got, straight up the middle. Which brings me to Justin Jones. I'm not sure how much we're paying this dude, but I do believe we need to go ahead and sit him down, Bears fans, because he can't really sustain blocks. And it's sad to say for a guy that's 6'3", 312 pounds, hey, he's got to do better than what he's doing. Has to. Why Javon Dexter and Zach Pickens aren't getting more time in his spot in the rotation, I don't know. They had a few plays in there. Looked pretty good, but we might have to start looking at sitting Justin Jones. Number 93, you're not getting the job done, sir. We're going to have to sit you, at least in my opinion. That's just my opinion, but it's got to be looked at because he's not really giving us anything. Now, with Eddie Jackson coming back, Jaquan Brisker in there, look, I figured we were going to have a great game. But like I said, Eddie Jackson gets hurt. Elijah Hicks gets put back up in there, and, well, he played all right. I'll just say that. But, hey, at least Jaquan Brisker was in there making tackles. Looked good in coverage there for a little while. Now, Jaquan Brisker, our strong safety, not the kind of guy you want in coverage all the time. And he was in coverage quite a bit. Minnesota, well-coached team, obviously, because they were running 4-5 receivers most of the game. And Jaquan Brisker, fish out of water, plain and simple. He was a fish out of water. Had a couple good plays, but in the end, he gave up quite a few plays as well. Now our corners, Jalen Johnson, we welcomed him back. And let me tell you something. They were not going toward Jalen Johnson for most of the game. I would say probably 80% of the game, they were going away from him, targeting our rookie, Tyreek Stevenson. Now, look, Stevenson's a rookie. We all know that. He actually played pretty decent now. He's still making some boneheaded plays, it seems like. Got flagged for pass interference play there. But for the most part, he's hitting hard. He's tackling very well. but also he just seems to give up. Not give up. That's the wrong word. It just seems that he's always like a step behind once opposing teams get in the red zone. So, I mean, between the 20s, yeah, he looks pretty damn good. But once it gets close to the goal line, it's just something that he's just not processing right for some odd reason. He gave up a touchdown where he just let the receiver get by him. Quan Brisker was late coming over. And Stevenson, well, I mean, he was a little late to react. And by the time he got over, it was a little bit too late. That touchdown was already caught. So, let me tell you something, Bears fans. We got a long way to go. And we are the worst football team in the NFL right now. Even Carolina looked good against Miami. Ain't that something? They were up 14-0 on the Miami Dolphins. Of course, they ended up losing pretty bad, but you know what it is. You can't maintain that on a team looking to start over. And that's pretty much where our Bears are. We are trying to field a team of young guys, and it's just not working right now. So, hey, Bears fans, let's talk about it. Hit me down below in the comments. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the like. And hey, let me say this before I get out here. Once again, Bears fans, let's stick together. Let's not get divided. It's not Justin Fields fans or Tyson Bagent fans. It is Chicago Bears fans. So hang in there and let's get through this season together. All right? So listen, as always, I'm going to get up out of here. But before I go, I'm going to give you that one that I hope you take straight to the heart. As always, Bears fans, peace.